Hi, it's Diana. Welcome, literature lovers and food friends, to the analysis portion of Roly-poly Pudding. I couldn't remember. That's so sad because I was just thinking about it. And part of what I was thinking was, why did I choose this book? And not like, oh my gosh, why did I choose this book? But what was it about this book that made it something I wanted to do? And I think the main reason what I came up with was, I love the illustrations. I love Beatrix Potter's illustrations. And I looked at them again, and yeah, I still love them. So I've included some, and that makes me happy. And what else was I thinking about? Oh, and that the analysis was a little strange. I almost didn't know where to start. So what I did, because I was confused, which often happens in general, and when I'm thinking about the analysis, what I did was I thought, you know what, let's follow the dough. The dough starts out at the beginning of the book, or the beginning of the story, with Miss Tabitha having made a dough on baking day and putting her children away in cupboards and such so that she can get on with her baking. So dough starts with Miss Tabitha, and then Miss Tabitha moves to look for Tom. Okay, so here is a picture of Moppet and Mittens, and they're the next phase of dough. Their mother's gone off, and they come out of their hiding places. No, they don't. They're not hidden yet. They're coming out of the cupboard where their mother has stowed them, and they are playing house. That's what it sounds like to me. Like, shall we make some sweet dear, I think they call them dear little muffins, pat, 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 pat. And I'm still in love with the little, the dough was so soft when I made the roly-poly pudding, and I imagined their little paws being so soft and just pat, 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 pat. And so that's what this picture reminds me of. Little Moppet and Mittens playing house, going, shall we make dear little muffins on baking day? Now we have the dough sitting out while Moppet and Mittens are hiding. Mrs. Tabitha and Mrs. Rigby, the neighbor, are searching for Tom. Tom is off somewhere having an adventure, either in a chimney or on a roof or in the attic, and the dough is sitting there for a while. The next being who interacts with the dough is Anna Maria. And Anna Maria is the old woman rat. That's what one of the kittens calls her, an old woman rat. The old woman rat, and she comes in and she takes some of the dough. Because we've also followed Tom's perspective, that she and the old man rat, Samuel Whiskers, have had a conversation about making a pudding with Tom. So now we have, the dough has gone from baking day with Miss Tabitha to let's play house with Moppet and Mittens and let's make some dear little muffins, to a rat scooping up, Anna Maria scooping up some of the dough so that she can also make a meal with the dough and Tom. Anna Maria takes some dough and brings it up to the attic, and at the same time, because they've had a conversation about what they need, Samuel Whiskers has gathered a rolling pin and some butter. They butter Tom up, and they put the dough on him, around him, and they roll him with a rolling pin. Roly-poly, roly-poly. And that's actually, I think the noise that Miss Tabitha hears is when Samuel Whiskers is trying to get the rolling pin up to the attic. But now we have Tom with his little head sticking out and his little tail sticking out and wrapped in a pudding. He's also tied up, so he can't get out of the dough. And Samuel Whiskers is kind of turning his nose up at it, like, yeah, we're going to eat this, but it smells sooty because Tom has been in the chimney and it's dirty. Once the dough is taken off of Tom, we don't throw the dough away. The dough is made into what Miss Tabitha calls a bag pudding. So it's not going to be baked anymore. It doesn't have anything in the center. She mixes currants in and it's going to be steamed in a bag. And that is also to feed her family. So the dough has made its way from the kitchen to the attic, back to the kitchen, all around the dough has gone with different intentions of eating. It was going to be the baking day, it was going to be sweet dear little muffins, it was going to be a roly-poly pudding with a cat in it, then it's a bag pudding with some currants in it. And I'm going to point out that the only time it's a roly-poly pudding is when it's around Tom. And it doesn't go to fruition. Tom gets out, the dough is taken off of him. Nobody eats a roly-poly pudding. And my question still remains, like, what did the dough do? It brought us around. We met some characters. We traveled around at the house, and we saw an example of a roly-poly pudding that never got baked. But we're happy because there was a kitten in it. And so what it seems like is happening is not just claiming of the dough, but claiming of the space. I really like this idea of whoever has the dough wins. What a strange game to play. Because it's not just between the Miss Tabitha and Anna Maria. It's also the Moppet and Mittens. And when they're playing house and they have the dough, they're like winning because they came out of the cupboard where their mother tried to stick them, and oh wait a minute, I just thought of something, but I'm going to finish this thought. And then they don't go back into the cupboard, they get to hide where they want. So they kind of win with the dough. But then I thought, okay, so Anna Maria has the dough and she and Samuel are winning when they're wrapping the dough around Tom, but Tom kind of has the dough too and he's not winning at all. So that's a little wrinkle, a little kitten-shaped wrinkle. I'm trying to see whoever else has it. Oh, and then at the end, so like from the picture, you see Miss Tabitha with her round currant pudding, and she gets to not just feed her family, but she gets to offer it to the joiner who came and opened up the floor. So she has like trade. I don't know. Who knows? Dough is currency. I love it. And there is a threat here when Anna Maria and Samuel Whiskers have the dough and they roly-poly on Tom, that they are going to take over. That the tables have turned on our expectations of what cats do and what rats do, and maybe these rats are going to eat the cats and take over the house. It's a little disturbing thinking about real rats because they can take over a house in that they multiply. Yeah. At the end of this long time I spent with the book, I wonder, was it worth it? That's not exactly it, but kind of. Was it worth it? Did I enjoy it? What did I get out of it? Did it meet my expectations? I don't know if I had expectations, but was it a good choice? Did I make a good choice in sharing this book? And I absolutely like the story. I mean, it was odd enough to capture my attention and to keep my attention and to make me ask questions like, is Beatrix Potter serious about stuffing kids in cupboards during baking day? Or was that a little bit funny? Was that a little humor then? And I don't know the answer to that. And then for the food, my main question still remains. And that is, no, it didn't remain. It cropped up. I didn't have this question at the beginning. It's a question I got, which is, did I really make a roly-poly pudding? Did I make a British roly-poly pudding? Or did I make an American dessert that I get to call roly-poly pudding because that's what the title of it was? I don't think I made a British dessert. I don't. But I still don't have anything to compare it to. And it was yummy. So am I going to do it again? Maybe. Maybe I'll make a currant pudding, like at the end, a steamed pudding, and not roly-poly anything, and certainly not include soot or cats. I really did get stuck on the amount of times that dough got touched. Did you get stuck on something in the story? Was it something different? What did you get stuck on?